Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. I, first off, want to tell you who's on my right, your left, which is Chad Bryan. I am Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime, a Tuesday edition, a very exciting Tuesday edition of Inside Edge Primetime, a wild edition. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody else out there, for the first time. I guess this is our first time on the airways, or second time, actually. It's been a day, Chad. Today was... I was on Conversations with Eli Moon. We talked to Papa Moon, but I had corned beef, and now I'm feeling great. So I'm feeling real good. Did my Irish responsibilities. How are you doing? Because we have had a whirlwind of a day between the holiday and this morning. Crazy.
Yeah. It got a little wild first thing, like right off the bat, right? Man, I took my son to school this morning. Normal, yeah. Right? Came home and felt. I thought, it snowed overnight. We actually had plenty of snow by me because I feel like we always have snow. Even in the middle of July, we have snow here. But yeah, I felt like a huge rumble in the ground, right? I was like, oh, there's a plow at the end of the street. No problem. It's, shaking off the snow, whatever, hit the blade on it. Sometimes they do that at the end of our street. They'll knock the snow off the blade or whatever and push it off to the side and go, and you feel it a little bit, whatever, no big deal. It went on for a few seconds. I thought, oh, it's weird. Whatever, snow plow, no big deal. It wasn't a snow plow. Eli.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, Chad. I know we have some video we're going to play here, and I won't spoil what it could have been. If you're not living in Cleveland, Ohio, or in Ohio or the East Coast, but, I mean, it was a real big topic of discussion here in Ohio. Obviously, we're here in Cleveland, so it was a big discussion here. But I'll kind of give you my breakdown. Actually, you know what? Why don't you play the clip? Let's play the video, and I'll give you my breakdown of what I experienced during all of this morning.
Fair enough. Ready? Let's pull it up.
Yeah, I'm ready. Here we go.
All right.
That is, here we go. Courtesy of Channel 19 News here in Cleveland. But Chad, I'll tell you this. I had just woke up.
Yeah.
I was brushing my teeth, getting myself situated, throwing some water on my face. And I must have just been zoned out, pal, because I did not hear this. I did not feel this.
Okay.
And I know that sounds crazy, and somebody's probably like, okay, Eli, whatever. I'm serious. I walked out. My little brother, he's here from, my little brother Austin, he's in from Columbus, from Ohio State. And I walked out and I was like, hey, did you feel something? Because now I'm scrolling on social media and I'm seeing about 6-7 minutes. These posts are from,
Yeah.
hey, did somebody hear that? Did somebody feel that? Did somebody, And I'm like, dude, chill out. I know St. Patrick's Day is exciting, but I don't want everybody to freaking all jump up and down at the same time and get so excited. But apparently that's what it was. It wasn't that. I asked my little brother. He's like, I felt something, but I thought maybe a car had. So we live on a main street here where I'm at. So maybe a car had hit the house or something. My aunt called me. She was worried. Next door. I mean, everything seems to be okay. It was just a meteor. A meteor there.
7-ton asteroid apparently that came into the atmosphere. Get this. I told my wife. I said that thing must have been coming in hot. 40,000 miles per hour. And obviously, you can do. Well, I can't do. I was gonna say you can do. Some people can do simple math. It's simple to some people. It's not simple to me. But you can do a formula to figure out, based on how much energy was given off during the explosion, you can figure out about how big the object was, how fast it was moving, at what angle, whatever. And then they've got radar data to support it as well. But yeah, 7-ton asteroid came in at 40,000 miles per hour and caused a sonic boom, exploded, above the ground. They did say that pieces may have rained down somewhere in Medina County. So if you live in Medina County, it's worth maybe giving it a quick search. And they say that if you're going to pick it up and try to get the most money out of it, because they can be pretty valuable pieces of meteorites or asteroids.
Yeah.
It becomes a meteorite, I guess, when it hits the surface at any point. But they say to pick it up with tin foil so you don't get your hand, the grease and oils or whatever from your hand, and compromise the space rock, as it were. So you can get the maximum amount of money for that, because they can be pretty valuable. So I don't know. Pretty wild morning. Like I said, it was significant. I felt it in the floor of my house. Like I felt my whole house shook. I was like,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Two things about this asteroid. Okay, one, Papa Moon and I, we heard about how valuable this thing could be, worth millions of dollars. You could really basically hit the jackpot. So me and Papa Moon wanted to take a look outside. We wanted to make sure hey. So we looked outside in the backyard. We did not find it. So
not there. Okay.
Yeah, not there. Two, have you ever seen Joe Dirt?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. There's that possibility as well. It could. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know if anybody out there, Joe Dirt, when you eat the French fries and the ketchup on the meteor, on the asteroid, wasn't an asteroid.
Oh, it turns out that was something else. So
yeah.
I mean, and honestly, that you can't rule out the sound being. You never know. People eat.
I just think
times and have a reaction.
Yeah, it's so wild that I was probably 10 minutes into my morning wake up routine, and this happened. And I mean, with everything going on just in the world and everything is just crazy. I mean, you just never know what it could be. And apparently today it's what they said that they need the 13th strike, meteor or asteroid strike that Ohio's faced.
Yeah.
So I mean,
more common than you think. Yeah. And they're not often this big. They're not often, 7 tons and coming in at the right angle to make that big of an impact. But it's more common than you think. I did look it up, and I think it was it was quite a few this month already, and maybe the 20th or more of the year. So yeah, it's more common than I thought. But it does happen. So, but usually not quite as big of an impact, literally and figuratively, as the one this morning. I thought that was wild. Supposedly people in Missouri were reporting hearing the explosion, feeling the explosion. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. No, that's unbelievable though. I mean, that many states away. Some, I guess, people in Canada, New York reported feeling whatever. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it was absolutely a crazy day here, pal. But the good news is, we're rocking and rolling. We're here on prime time. They can't stop us.
Take out my Wi-Fi. Yes, we're good. Yes, we're happy about
that. Hey, actually, that is a shocker. I'm not gonna lie. After everything, that is actually a shocker. So, but hey, we're here, pal. We're here. We're gonna talk about this a little bit later on. But you want to just put this on the screen? World Baseball Classic. Venezuela is leading USA in the final 2-0. It is bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. And Aaron Judge in the on-deck circle right now. Bryce Harper up. He's 1 for 3 on the day. So keep an eye on that. I have that behind me on the big screen. We'll keep an eye on that.
Now 2-1. It's 2-1 now.
All right. Hey, you're ahead of me then, Chad. All right. Look at that. Venezuela leads USA.
That was a 2-run home run. We're all tied up, Eli. I didn't realize there was someone on base.
Well, look at that. As soon as I put it up there.
Bryce Harper just hit a 2-run home run. So that 2-0 score is no longer good. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, look at that. Bryce Harper ties the game up, and there it is. We'll put it up there. Venezuela and USA tied 2-2. So we'll keep an eye on that. But later on, we are going to talk about that. And the next segment here, before we go to break, though, I do want to talk a little bit about the NFL here. Yeah. We have some stuff I'd like to chat about with my bro, Chad. And first thing is from Tom Pelissero and the NFL Network. The Denver Broncos made a trade for Miami Dolphins wide receiver Jaylen Waddle today. The big move was the 30th overall pick going back to Miami. Yeah. It appears in an offseason where they've already moved for Malik Willis, but have also cut ties with Tyreek Hill and now moved on for Jaylen Waddle. Devon Achane, the only guy standing there. It seems like first for Miami, what does this mean for the Dolphins? Because you have Jeff Hafley in there, who, former Packers defensive coordinator, John Eric Sullivan, who is the GM there in Miami, who was with Green Bay as well. It seems like they're giving them a fresh slate, and bringing in Malik Willis, somebody familiar from Green Bay. They're giving them a fresh slate here. Are they just prepping for next year? I mean, they're going to have the 30th overall pick. They're going to have multiple firsts. They're going to be in a position where they can, they're going to be a team where Carnell Tate, maybe if they can get in position to get Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or one of these other receivers. I mean, it seems like that's what Miami's positioning for, and they're kind of just getting a reset here with their whole new GM coach transition.
Yeah, I don't think anybody – do you remember – I was thinking about this when I saw the trade today. Do you remember when coaches would get hired and it would be a 3 to 5 year plan? Remember, it would be like 3 to 5 years. Give me 3 to 5 years to get my guys in here. It was very, very Kevin Stefanski, right? Like that was always like Stefanski. You felt like you were on the forever 3 to 5 year plan. It's no longer like that in the NFL, is it? Like now you try to stack assets, and I guess that's what the Dolphins are doing. I mean, they're just trying to get as much in return and stack picks, and like you said, maybe plan not so much for this year, but for next year, and making it kind of a 2-season turnaround type of a thing. I mean, the 3 to 5 year plan doesn't get it anymore. I don't know if we're just less patient as a society, or I don't know, season tickets are just that much more expensive now that nobody wants to wait 3 to 5 years for their team to be good, right? Like you don't want to see that. So yeah, I think the move now is to try to I think for a lot of teams, when you bring in a new coach, you move as much as you can. You try to stack as much draft capital, unless you're kind of stuck as, sometimes you can be in that, it's almost like the purgatory of being in the middle, right? You'd rather almost be really bad than in the middle. Because then if you're really bad and you've got a few good players, questionable contracts, you can move those, get some picks back, whatever, and you can kind of start over a little more quickly. And I think that's what the Dolphins, it looks like that's what they're trying to do. The Broncos just need a pass catcher, so they're okay. But yeah, I think the Dolphins are planning for the near future, I'd say.
Yeah, and on the Broncos, obviously the near and the long-term future, a really good receiving core now with Cortland Sutton, Jaylen Waddle, and Troy Franklin. I mean, and they are just absolutely going to be exciting on offense. I mean, you got R.J. Harvey there still in the backfield. They're going to be an exciting team, a team that was in the AFC Conference Championship game. Bo Nix will be back from injury at some point. And we'll see what they can do with Sean Payton, that defense that was one of the best, if not the best defense in the league at one point in the NFL this past season. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that as well. But I think this makes Broncos one of those, still in that top 3 of teams to keep an eye out for in the AFC, Chad.
Yeah, for sure. As long as Bo Nix can come back and, I thought he played well. I mean, I know Broncos fans it was kind of like a love-hate thing. Even though they were really good, they seemed – sometimes I feel like at some points last year just ready to move on from Bo Nix and the whole experiment, but he's out there winning football games. So, as Browns fans, we're looking at him like, what are you doing? Like, you've got a guy winning, 12 games, whatever. My other question to you, do you think anybody told Malik Willis when he signed that this was the plan, that pretty soon he was going to have like no offensive help? Could he have known? Did they tell him?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they just sold him on the idea that, hey, Jeff Hafley's here. You like Jeff Hafley. You rocked with him there. John Eric Sullivan's here. You like John Eric Sullivan. Maybe that was what they sold him on. And maybe it's just the idea of, hey, it's somewhere where he's familiar. He can be at least familiar.
Yeah. And listen, he's coming in with 6 career starts. It's not like he's Peyton Manning coming in at the end of his career trying to win a Super Bowl and they pulled the rug out from under him. I mean, like I said, the guy has 6 career starts. So it's not like, he's still human. I'm not trying to, but, how much – advance notice does he really? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
when
they paid him quarterback. You want to know if you're going to have offensive help or not, though, right? But I think Jeff Hafley's good. The familiarity's good. He was probably okay with it, I'm sure. But
they paid him a decent amount of money, Chad. I mean, and so I'd imagine they at least gave him some sort of notice. But again, who knows? The Dolphins have kind of been confusing here recently, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that. A team that, in real quick, just the full compensation. So Broncos are going to receive Jaylen Waddle and the Miami's 2026 fourth-round pick. Dolphins are going to receive Denver's 26th first-round pick, which is 30th overall pick, as well as 2026 third and fourth-round pick. That's per ESPN's Adam Schefter. Another thing to keep an eye on here, another trade that happened, was the Kansas City Chiefs. This is Adam Schefter reporting this. Kansas City Chiefs trade for quarterback Justin Fields. It was for a 2027 pick. And, it was a sixth-round pick for Justin Fields. They're going to obviously get into a position where maybe he can have a nice audition for another team, or does this put him in a spot where maybe he can at least learn from Mahomes? I mean, there's been a lot of moving around for Justin Fields, and he's never really found a home. It seems like maybe Kansas City might be the perfect landing spot for him right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to some people in the NFL, they'll say that Patrick Mahomes, when he first came into the league, he had a little bit of trouble reading defenses from pre to post snap, right, at first. But he eventually learned that. I don't know if that was Andy Reid. I don't know. I'm not really sure who, was responsible for that metamorphosis. It's a big word. But I don't know. Justin Fields is a similar kind of a guy, right? He's a quarterback who we've seen. He's got, the legs are there, right? He can move. He can scramble. He can evade some rushes here and there. He can move in the pocket a little bit. But it just seems like his ability to process the defense post snap has gone downhill a little bit. It's just kind of skated backwards. Not what you want to see, right? You want to see him progress and go forward. So you just wonder if playing under a guy like Patrick Mahomes in an offense with Andy Reid and everybody, just that how efficient they've been able to be, even kind of when it's a little chaotic and they don't have all their starters. And last year, I get it, a little blip on the radar, whatever. Didn't make the playoffs, a little bit of a down year. But obviously before that, the dynasty was going strong, right? They were moving pretty good. Almost won 3 in a row. So, yeah, I think maybe the hope is if you're a Justin Fields fan, if you're a Kansas City fan, you hope that he can be a serviceable backup. Mahomes seems to have those little stretches where he has like an ankle issue or two during the season. He'll maybe out for a few quarters, a couple games, whatever it is. But if you're, like I said, if you're a Justin Fields fan, you kind of hope that maybe he can just progress there and finally kind of pick up that area and I don't know, raise that part of his game to meet his running ability. Because at Ohio State, it wasn't an issue, right? And I know you've got obviously the throwing lanes are wide open in college compared to the NFL. But I mean, in college, he made those anticipatory throws and he was able to throw balls into tight, spaces at times. And it's just kind of gone away in the NFL. I don't know if that's a confidence thing, if it's just, he's been involved with a couple of bad offenses. He's been in weird situations. Play calling hasn't always been his friend, but a lot of that's on him as well. I mean, he doesn't need to progress and to learn that part of his game and to pick that up. So you hope that he can do that behind Mahomes with Andy Reid or whoever it is that's responsible for bringing him along there. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it was like one of those trades I saw. I was like, okay, I mean, maybe it's good for him in the long run. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it here, Chad. Another thing we'll keep an eye on is who's taking advantage of the AlleyRoseFragrances.com promotion, which is InsideEdge 20. That's the code, InsideEdge 20, capital I, capital E. AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Great candles, great body mist. Get a loved one or somebody you care about a candle, a body mist. Use the code InsideEdge 20, get 20% off your entire order. Chad's taking advantage of this with the spiced apple, some great smelling candles in the Bryan household. I mean, we are just absolutely blessed to have Alley Rose Fragrances rocking with us. And yeah, Chad, I mean, we'll talk to you here more about Alley Rose Fragrances and the candles, but InsideEdge 20, you're going to want to get 20% off your order, Chad. I mean, a great deal.
Yeah, I hear all the sirens. I think people are ordering express delivery behind you right now, man. They're getting
oh my goodness. It's probably been about like eight sirens, 8 different vehicles moving.
Well, hopefully everybody's okay.
Jokes.
That's obviously a big response to something, but I mean, Alley Rose Fragrances. First off, the candles are amazing. Like I said, I vegan material, cruelty free, handmade right here in the U.S. in Charlotte, North Carolina. I love that. It's a small business. You're helping out a small business, and as I've said before, we ordered our candles on a Friday night, had them by Tuesday afternoon. The shipping is the turnaround time is just amazing. It's a quality product. They just smell phenomenal. Like my house smells so clean right now. So please go to allyrosefragrances.com and use the code InsideEdge20. Save yourself 20% off your first order.
You're Chad and I, 20% off Inside Edge 20. It's code allyrosefragrances.com is where you go. Go ahead and take advantage of that. We are going to take a quick pause. When we come back, we're going to talk about the World Baseball Classic and just some discussion about, obviously, as the finals going on, and we have more of a game here. 2-2, top of the ninth, USA and Venezuela, but Venezuela trying to take the lead back once again. We'll talk about that when we come back here on Inside Edge Primetime. And later on in the show, Tuesday Top 5, a very exciting one, Chad. Worked very hard on this Tuesday Top 5. I can't wait to see. It's a surprise to me and all of us out there. So we'll take a pause when we come back. We'll be back with World Baseball Classic. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. That's Chad Bryan. I'm Eli Moon, and we're back right after this.
Clean energy, bold flavors, no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Helps you lock in and focus. Over 15 absolute fire flavors to choose from. Visit Dubby.gg and use promo code InsideEdge10.
And with that, welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime, and we have a lot to talk about. We've updated you 3 different times here in the 27, almost 28 minutes we've been on air. Venezuela was up 2-0. Then USA with Bryce Harper had a 2-run shot. Chad updated us here live. And then Venezuela, they took the lead 3-2. I'm looking to see how they garnered that lead, but here in the top,
came back, it was 3-2. Yeah, it happened.
Yeah, quick. Venezuela over USA right now, 3-2 in the 9th inning. Just taking a look here, but Chad, I mean, let's kind of just dive into it here, because that's obviously what we're going to talk about here in this second segment is the World Baseball Classic. It seems like, I told you before we got on air, it seems like Venezuela might be that team of destiny. They beat Japan, a team that has won the World Baseball Classic 3 different times. Yeah. One in the most recent time with Shohei Ohtani. They struck them out twice, one looking, one not looking. They had a great game against them. And now against Team USA, they beat, first off, before we get to tonight's game, they had to beat Italy in a game where they had to come from behind. I mean, this seems like they might be the team of destiny in this World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like it right now. Obviously, we've still got a little bit of baseball to play, but the USA is in a jam right now, running around second, and just 1 out right now. I don't know how much info I can give on a live sporting event, so I'm not going to say too much. But, they appear to be in a little bit of trouble. It's going to be tough to come back. You got to wonder if Mark DeRosa is going to catch any heat at all after the whole the pool play confusion or supposed confusion, alleged confusion, whatever, which I think he kind of leaned into for a moment, then denied, or I don't know. That was a weird situation. You just wonder if he had to win this thing to kind of redeem himself and to keep his job going forward as manager of Team USA. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I wonder. We talked about it the other night. Could it be another name in the next World Baseball Classic because of that? And I mean, granted, they got to the final and it's not over yet. Like you said, we were texting during the break. I said, man, it seems like it might be another heartbreak for Team USA. And you said, you never know. And you tell me this all the time. And in fairness, Papa Moon tells me the same thing. And I should know better. He coached me pretty much my whole baseball career. Yeah. It's never over. In any sport, but especially in baseball, all it takes is one swing of the bat. And especially a 1-run game, really all it takes is one swing of the bat. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, it's the old adage, the last 3 outs of the game are the hardest 3 to get, right? So it's tough to get those final 3 outs. I mean, 1-run lead doesn't matter. It's just it sometimes it can whatever, 5-run lead. Sometimes it feels like, man, got to get 3 outs before they score however many runs. It can be daunting. So the USA is obviously, I mean, it's an all-star team. So they've got some guys. They've got some guys in that lineup that can get it done. We'll just see how they perform under pressure here, I guess, in the bottom of the 9th. But you have to hold Venezuela here. You got to keep it 3-2. You don't want to get down by more than 1 run here. Obviously, that's going to make it a little bit tougher to come back. But
yeah, no, absolutely.
They're reviewing something right now. I'm not really sure. Yeah. I don't want to give up too much information here. But there was just a review. I'm not really sure what's going on. But yeah, still 3-2 Venezuela right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And obviously, it's just a fun tournament overall. The Dominican Republic team we talked about yesterday, Japan. Yeah. Italy. I mean, so many fun different teams. I mean, in this Venezuela USA game, and these 2 teams have definitely delivered. They haven't disappointed. It's been really cool to see. And also with Nolan McLean, him leading the charge here for Team USA today. It wasn't Paul Skeens, it wasn't Tariq Skubal, it wasn't Clayton Kershaw, it wasn't any of those guys. It was Nolan McLean, and it was a good performance for the most part. I mean, you can't be mad. You're giving up 3 runs against Team Venezuela here in 9 innings of baseball. You can't be too mad about it. I mean, if they can get out of it here, I mean, yeah, they're in a little bit of a jam, but we'll see. This is gonna be pivotal here. If Venezuela can get 1 more, I think that could be the end of the World Baseball Classic. And I know, Chad, I always seem to jump the gun a little bit here with it, but it just seems to be the case.
Yeah, you gotta wait till that 3rd out. You gotta let them get the final out of the game. But obviously in a jam, USA down 3-2. Not the ideal position, but I don't want to say plenty of baseball left, but enough to get something done. They can tie it up or get the win here in the bottom of the ninth, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, and we should have an update here in the hour before we get off air here. Do want to also do just a programming reminder here. Midnight Run with Anthony Alford will be not on tonight, so not on Tuesday, but it will be on tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And it'll be back for the end of the week run for Midnight Run. So Midnight Run with Anthony Alford back tomorrow, off tonight. So you got prime time here for the next 28 minutes, 27 minutes or so, and then we'll all get ready for another busy day tomorrow, starting with Jersey Chasers at 7 o'clock, or 7:30. So we got Jersey Chasers, and then you have, of course, Inside Edge Primetime with Chad and I, and then Midnight Run with Anthony Alford at midnight. So we'll keep an eye on all that. Chad, another story I want to talk to you about real quick before we went to break here. Did you see about any of the first four? I mean, tonight, so we have Texas and NC State. They're playing for an 11 seed. But the two 16 seeds we're trying to play are the two teams trying to win a 16 seed, basically. The winner gets a brand new number 16 seed, and you get to play Michigan. It was UMBC and Howard, and they won their first NCAA tournament game. Howard did against UMBC. In the tournament, the game was 86-83. UMBC almost hit a 3 to tie it up and send it to overtime, but just thought it was cool. I figured we should mention it here that Howard wins their first NCAA tournament game in school history, and now they get the chance to go beat Michigan. Do you think, I mean, I know you always have a chance, but do you think that this could be the start of a magical run like VCU or somebody like that?
I mean, listen, you never know. I don't ever want to count anybody out. Especially with knowing next to nothing about their roster, what they're made up of. It's hard to measure someone's heart, but Michigan's a really, really good basketball team, Eli. I mean, they're really, really good.
Yeah.
I told you yesterday, they're one of my picks to, they're one of my 4 or 5 teams that I think has a strongly legitimate shot to win a title. Them, Arizona, and a couple others. So I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough assignment for sure. But, we've seen crazier things happen, right? It's sports. This is why we play the game. If we just went through the tournament and crowned the best team by seed, we'd have what we had last year, right? 4 1s in the Final Four, and it'd be really boring. It'd just be a Final Four tournament. You take the top 4 teams and go.
Yeah.
There'd be no drama. So yeah, I never saw. Listen, I'm an Ohio State fan. I don't ever really mind seeing Michigan go down unexpectedly, right? That's okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I might be pulling for Howard a little bit in that game. I don't care if it wrecks my bracket. I love the upsets. Just for the record, I don't care if it's Michigan, Ohio State, whatever. The upsets are fun. When it's your team, sometimes it stinks a little bit. Ohio State's been surprised a couple of times in the first, couple rounds back when they used to consistently get to the tournament. But yeah, sometimes you see those the 13 over a 4 or whatever, 14 over a 3. It's like, hey, yeah, it totally wrecks this side of my bracket. But you know what? It was fun, right? Like,
it sure was.
I can appreciate it. So yeah,
and I'm excited. Let the madness begin. Let the madness begin. It begins with Howard winning their first NCAA tournament game in school history. Like I said, Texas and NC State should be finishing up here any second. It's 32-31, 18:55 left in the second half. Second half just getting started. 32-31 Texas over NC State. So keep an eye on that as well. But man, I'm excited. We specifically saved some time here at the end of the show. I know I talked about Prairie View A&M yesterday, and it got clipped, and it's out on all the socials. Make sure you give it a follow, Inside Edge Net. Go check it out. Prairie View A&M, the winner of them and Lehigh, they're going to beat Florida, and I stand on that. I still stand on that right now. There's no going back.
You might get gator chomped online. Listen, if that gets out, if the Florida fans here, you might get gator chomped online.
Yeah, it's a real possibility, pal. It's a real possibility. But you know what? I know we set a lot of time aside here for Tuesday Top 5 because it's a very important list this week.
Yes.
I know it's very important. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick pause. We're going to hear from our friend at W Energy, our friends at W Energy. We already heard from W Energy from Sports Memorabilia, but of course, W Energy, again, Inside Edge 10 is the code. But we're going to hear from Sports Memorabilia, one of the newest sponsors of Inside Edge Network, and we're going to take a pause. And when we come back here on Inside Edge Primetime, we are going to talk about Tuesday Top 5 and what Chad got into story here for us. So we're going to hear from our friends right now at Sports Memorabilia.
Whether you're searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and player. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, but you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Ryan and Hallie Mosser. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio, but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at mossermomentsphotography.com.
And with that, welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon. We are back for a final segment here on Inside Edge Primetime, this Tuesday edition. We're back with you tomorrow from 10 to 11 o'clock. Of course, Jersey Chaser starting us off, and then Primetime, and then after Primetime, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford returns. Of course, no Midnight Run tonight, so make sure you plan accordingly. Final here is Venezuela defeats USA 3-2 to win the World Baseball Classic, Chad. Venezuela, the team of destiny.
Yeah, they were. And boy, Team U.S. is going to be haunted by that 3-2 score in the final, aren't they? Jeez, I mean, they lost to Japan 3-2 back in 2023 and fall 3-2 tonight to Team Venezuela. But what a game. I mean, again, came down to the last at bat. Wasn't quite Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout, but, still came down to the last at bat for the U.S. And Roman Anthony, unfortunately, unable to get it done. So he struck out swinging, and Team USA goes down 3-2. It happens.
And they were talking about Bryce Harper, the talks, around the league, and just around fans were that he still kind of just wasn't all the way there, batting pretty low, below 200 for the World Baseball Classic, this big home run. And, it unfortunately does not amount to the World Baseball Classic championship, but still a fun game. Wilmer Abreu, 2 big home runs in the last few games here, so, I mean, just very exciting, very exciting. So, we'll obviously talk about the MLB season coming up here, and we'll talk about that coming up. Tomorrow we'll talk about what the World Baseball Classic did for the excitement for the 2026 MLB season. Me and Chad and I will talk about that. So, with that being said, we got to get to it, Chad. I know it's been busy this week, and you said, Eli, I'll take care of Tuesday Top 5. I'll take care of it. I said, okay. All right, dude, you got it. All right, so I know you have Tuesday Top 5. We have some music. We have a great list. Would you like to let me and the people out there know what's going on with Tuesday Top 5 today?
Yeah, listen, I did the research on the research. All right, so it's time for Tuesday Top 5. We're going to hit the music. Cue the music. Why not, right? We got to have the music. Even though Team USA went down, we're still feeling pretty jovial, right? It's a Tuesday night. We're almost halfway through the week. So this is the official Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday Top 5. This is the bracket breakdown because we're going to teach you some March Madness bracket tips, okay? Listen, I can't say whether or not these are going to help you, but we don't know that. But this is bracket breakdown where logic is optional, and your coworker, you'll find halfway through the first round, who has picked on vibes alone, is going to somehow be winning. Well, listen, not this year because I've got all the tips for you, okay? Let's just get right into it. Let's start with number 5. Number 5, there's not gonna be a slow reveal. I'm just gonna tell you. This number 5 is simply just do the research, okay? The classic dive into stats, analyze matchups. This is also the AKA, by the way, pretend you know ball. Or at least pretend I know ball. Look at the tempo, efficiency, whether a team can defend the pick and roll like their life depends on it, things like that. You're going to spend hours convincing yourself that a 12 seed is just, quote unquote, built different, only to watch them lose by 22 before your food even arrives that you've ordered. But hey, this is the year your research pays off, right? Probably, maybe, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams, a lot of mascots, a lot of players to study, coaches. The East region has so many coaches. That's the big talk, is the coaches region and the East region. I mean, my goodness, so much going on. Gonzaga plays Kennesaw State. I mean, Prairie View, A&M, Lehigh. I mean, just so much going on. Yes, you got to do the research. 68 teams. Make sure you study, man. I mean, come on. I mean, if you want to be the last standing bracket challenge, I mean, come on.
Yeah, listen, that's fine. Don't have time to study? No worries, because you can go with number 4. Simply pick the lowest seed, right? You see the numbers? You see the 1? 1's lower than 16. Circle the 1, right? Duke, right? In that next line. You see the number 8? That's lower than number 9, right? Who really knows anything about TCU anyway? The Horned Frogs. What? That's not even a basketball thing. Circle the number 8, right? Ohio State, right on that next line. Because listen, this is the bracket. This is like for your bracket purists, right? The traditionalists. I absolutely refuse to be embarrassed by a 16 seed crowd. Just pick the better seed every time. It's safe. It's responsible. It's pretty boring. Yeah. Right up until chaos hits and your buddy who picked a 13 seed because, hey, bro, their jerseys are kind of nice, suddenly looks like a genius. But this will get you through. This will win you some games, right? You should do okay in the first round doing this.
Yeah, you might run into a few disappointments, Chad, but you know what? You're also going to get some W's. You're going to get the 1 seeds that win, some 2 seeds that win, some 3, some 4, some maybe a few 5s, maybe some 13 and 12 teams. They might beat them, but you're going to get some wins. So yes, I think this is a safe strategy. Pick the lowest seeds sometimes.
Sounds like a good metaphor for life, right? Some disappointments, some W's. You're going to find it all.
Yes. Oh, we lost Chad for a moment.
Picking the higher seed.
Yes.
Fine. You don't have to do it that way. You can go, Eli. You can pick alphabetically because, hey, why not? Forget analytics, right? This is about the ABCs. If Auburn squares off with Xavier, congrats, Auburn. You're moving on to the next round because the alphabet said so. Is it logical? No, not at all. Is it fast? Extremely. You're going to get your bracket filled out right away. Will it somehow outperform your deeply researched bracket? Disturbingly, Eli, yes. It probably will. At least mine. It's not good.
Chad, that wasn't very nice to Auburn. They missed a tournament. Bruce Pearl, his son,
As an example, A to X. Couldn't think of a Z right away. The Zags. Could have gone with that.
Yeah, but
sorry, Auburn.
Miami plays tomorrow, 9:15 tomorrow against SMU. I mean, I know we're talking about our tips right now. I mean, that's a team that Bruce Pearl doesn't seem too happy about. But if Miami and SMU are playing tomorrow, I would say that Miami of Ohio, even if you use the O for Ohio, is before SMU.
Hey, it's your bracket. You do it however you want. You could even do a mix. You don't have. You could do one bracket alphabetical, or I'm sorry, one region alphabetically. You could do one region where you pick the lowest seed. You could really do the research on one region. And if you want to move on to number 2, you could do one whole region where you do this. This is one of my favorite methods, Eli. It's honestly one of my. This is great. Okay. Mascot fight. Who would win in a mascot fight? No rules here, just feathers and fury and fists. Listen, now we're talking, right? Who wins in a no holds barred mascot showdown? Do the St. Peter's Peacocks strut their way to victory? Can UC Santa Barbara Gauchos lasso their way through the competition? We don't know. And what happens when the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights run into the Longwood Lancers? That's a fun one for a lot of different reasons. Is that just medieval chaos? Is it something else that we can't really say on the show? I don't know. This method is absolutely it's foolproof. Did you know that? That's a great word.
Foolproof. Oh my goodness.
It's more foolproof, but you can say it however you want. Doesn't matter. You have the option. It's your word.
How do you?
Well, wait. If you believe deep down, a tree, a wave, or a vaguely defined historical figure, Eli can just absolutely throw hands. This is the method for you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. So who wins between a Buckeye and a Horned Frog?
It's hard because a Buckeye doesn't have arms or legs or a face. How do you hurt a Buckeye though if you're a Horned? What do you do? Like, this is, you know what? This is why you pick certain regions. You know what? What's a Saluki? We know.
And obviously, one of my teams has become the Prairie View A&M squad, and I'm just double checking what their mascot is here. It's a panther, and I'm just saying now. In Lehigh, I'm going to check Lehigh here. Their mascot is Clutch the Mountain Hawk. I feel like both of those against a gator is doing pretty good.
Hey, there are pros and cons, ups and downs, ins and
All
outs,
right.
A's and B's. No A's and B's.
No, A's and B's were A, B, and C was number 3.
Yeah, that was number 3. We've moved
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
We've
Okay,
moved
cool.
on. So I think number 1. I've actually seen number 1 work, Eli, which is terrifying. I've seen it work multiple times. I wish I was kidding about this being the number 1 way to do it, but I swear to you, it works. Listen, just pick your favorite color. That's all you got to do. At the end of the day, this is probably the most honest bracket strategy. You like blue? Congratulations. Half the tournament's going to the Sweet 16, right? 32 teams this week. No problem. Shade of green speaking to your soul? Hey, Final Four lock. Forget Ken Pom. This is about aesthetic dominance, pretty colors. And if anyone questions your picks, just tell them you wouldn't get it. You know? It's a color thing. You wouldn't get it. You don't understand.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it.
So there you have it, Eli. Those are 5 proven ways to absolutely just dominate your bracket. Or, I don't know, finish dead last behind someone who picked entirely based on, mascots and vibes and feels and city weather. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways.
There's so many different ways, and I mean, here they are. 5, do the research. 4, pick the lowest seed. 3, pick alphabetically. 2, mascot fight, and 1, favorite color. I think these are all great options, Chad. I think you did a great job. I think you prepared the people. And I mean, look, they got a bracket, obviously. They got a face here. We'll pull that up here in a second, but I feel pretty good about what you prepared the people for. There it is, yeah. I feel pretty good.
Forget those 15 seeds in the Midwest and the South. We don't care about those. The NCAA, they're not going to win anyway. We're not going to put them on there. Who cares?
But hey, with that being said, I really appreciate all the hard work you did on this. I want to let everybody know that there is an Inside Edge Network bracket challenge available. It's been a crazy week here for the network. Great week, but we're going to get that out there. We're going to post it on our socials. So make sure you give a follow at Real Chad Bryan at the man they call Moon. We'll post it out there. You can go ahead and fill it out. You can still fill it out, I believe, up until Thursday when the actual first round technically begins, the second round. But we'll keep an eye on all that. I'm really excited, Chad. Tomorrow we get Prairie View A&M and Lehigh, and then Miami of Ohio and SMU. Get some basketball.
Listen, and if you guys get into Saturday and Sunday and you're losing your bracket, don't blame me. I gave you the tips right there. They were there.
Yeah. Do
also,
not blame Chad.
Winning because I have nothing to do with that either. That's not going to help you at all. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Chad, how about this, pal? We put a bow on this thing. We have made it to the end of this Tuesday edition. Let's get some final thoughts here on this Inside Edge Primetime edition.
Me? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'd love for you to go first.
Okay. Listen, find out what animals are best, against each other in a fight, because it's not necessarily about the mascot, because we don't know who's in there, right? It could be Colin McGregor against Paris Hilton, right? We wouldn't even know. We wouldn't even know who's inside the mascot. So don't worry so much about the fur and the fuzz that you see on the field or on the court, right? Forget about those mascots. Go to the real animal. Sometimes it's not even an animal. Sometimes, like I said, it's an historical figure. It can be whatever. I still don't know what a Saluki is. No one's really ever answered.
A Saluki?
What is a Saluki? The Southern Illinois Salukis. They're not in this tournament this year, but if it were to come up, how do I know what a Saluki does against the Panther? How am I supposed to know that?
I don't even know.
I feel stressed. Don't stress yourself out. Have fun with your bracket. That's my final thoughts are don't stress yourself out over what a Saluki is. Just have fun with your bracket. That's it. That's all I got. We think you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Shout out to all the mascots out there. It reminds you of NCAA college game day or college football rather. NCAA college football when you could play with the mascots and like we were talking about the Stanford tree and all that other stuff with mascots before. I mean, if you want to have a mascot battle, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. So we'll kind of keep an eye on all that. My final thoughts are, I've been thinking this week, there's been a lot of stuff, a lot of movement here with the network. Obviously we've had a lot of sponsors coming in. Double A Anthony Alford did a good job touching on this on Midnight Run yesterday at the beginning of his show. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to the beginning of the show, I want to talk about just like on a scale of believing in yourself. I believe everybody here on this network, everybody I work with, my music collective, Lahele, I believe everybody that I'm surrounded around and surrounded by believes in themselves. And I believe in myself. And I want anybody out there that right now is going through a tough time or anything like that to believe in themselves, to remember that it's okay to smell the roses, enjoy life. Go through the tough times, go through the battles, because that's what makes you really stronger. RG3, even though we joke about RG3's tenure here in Cleveland, he did say in his opening presser, he said, no pressure, no diamonds. And if RG3 didn't go through one of the tougher injury battles, in NFL, quarterback history, you would be seeing RG3 in a different light. So, the quote stands, no pressure, no diamonds. And I feel like you got to believe in yourself. You got to go out there and just put the work in. And we believe in you here in the Inside Edge Network. We really appreciate you being here, being rocking with us. Like I said, we really just appreciate you. So that's my final thoughts. If you love everything Chad and I and everybody talks about here on the network, make sure you give us a follow at Inside Edge Net. We are Cleveland's digital leader and your source for sports, entertainment, mental health, and so much more important conversations. And we're going to be back with you tomorrow, Wednesday, Jersey Chasers and Primetime and Midnight Run. A great Wednesday, Chad. I can't wait. I enjoy doing the show with you every night. I'm bummed that we have no Midnight Run, but we will have it again tomorrow, of course. And then Thursday, it's gonna be. We'll keep people up posted on Thursday. Thursday's gonna be a little bit up in the air, and then we got a busy weekend coming up. Obviously, you got a busy weekend. You'll be back with Legal Formation and Sunday Sports. But we have so much more of the week to talk about this. I can't wait. Do you have any final remarks?
No, just hope to have my power all through the weekend so we can actually get Illegal Formation in the books and do the Sunday Sports Show again. I feel like it's been like a month since I've done any of the weekend shows. It was just one weekend off, and it felt like a lot of time. So. Just happy to have power back. Happy to have Wi-Fi back. No asteroid strikes or anything. They're going to stay in the atmosphere and do their thing up in the air. Hopefully, if you're in Medina County, you find a piece of asteroid and hit the jackpot. Get yourself paid a little bit. Why not?
Hey, you heard Chad. See if you found some asteroid. If you didn't, well, you can at least come join us tomorrow. We'll have fun with you.
And if you did, and if you do get paid, remember the QR code right at the top of the screen here. Go to Fanatics, buy yourself something nice, and help us out. It's our affiliate link, so you can help us out while you're helping yourself out.
Oh, there it is. I'm trying to point. All right, before we make it a little awkward, Chad's gonna hit a shoulder turn. This is Inside Edge Primetime. That's Chad Bryan. I'm Eli Moon. This is the Inside Edge Network, and we are back tomorrow. We'll see you guys then.
Shoulder turn.